Well, all that wet weather failed to dampen the spirits of the crowds who've turned out to see the Queen on the latest leg of her Diamond Jubilee tour of London. Today, it was the turn of 3 boroughs to be visited by the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh. The details now from Phil Bales.
The Queen smiled, and the whole of Bromley smiled with her. Forget Jubilee, think jubilant, for that was the mood of an entire town. They didn't just flock here hoping to get a glimpse of the Queen, they set out to party and to make a day of it. And what do you need for a mass celebration? Why, a cake, of course.
That looks too good to eat, doesn't it?
Well, it is made of fruit cake and it will last a little while because it's going to be done for the Jubilee on the weekend of the actual Jubilee celebrations.
Though the weather felt like late November, the street entertainment was right for the month of the year. May they all have a thoroughly good knees up, for that is the spirit of the Queen's Jubilee.
Hello, we're local to Bromley, from Bickley.
Why have you all turned out today then?
Because we're so excited, it's a wonderful occasion. The Queen hasn't been to Bromley for years.
I'm from the USA, from Florida.
And what are you doing in Bromley?
Oh, visiting great friends and seeing the Queen.
So it's quite a treat for you then,
Oh,
isn't it?
definitely. I'm so excited to be here.
The bunting, the flags, the crowds, Bromley through a street party to remember to welcome the Queen. A rehearsal for those big parties next month.
Less frantic, more tranquil, the Queen's Gardens. Here, with the Duke of Edinburgh, she toured a showcasing of British fashion designers. Labelled London as a global centre of fashion, the exhibition was designed in a garden party theme. There was even an impressive crown as a centrepiece made of living plants. It is the time of spring weddings too, and some stunning bridal gowns were on show.
What happened here when the Queen came in?
Well, we were a bit nervous actually, but it was lovely to meet Her Majesty. She just popped in and said hello, and just took some flowers from us, and it was all very lovely.
Look who's come to tea. Pensioners Avril and Kenneth Holdaway from Bromley have a moment to treasure. They get to meet the Queen as they celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary.
This will be a day you'll remember for a while, will it?
Oh yes,
always.
absolutely, yes, we will. Because I sat next to the Queen, so that was the experience in itself.
I think she's a marvellous example to us all, the way she keeps going. No sort of retirement at all. We've been retired, 25 years or so. They couldn't do a quarter of what she does. I think she's marvellous.
The borough of Merton joined in the party the Queen called there on this busy Jubilee tour. And finally, a royal borough rounded off the day when Richmond Park was the host. Phil Bales, London Tonight.
Thousands of people lined the streets in South London to welcome the Queen on a visit to Bromley, Merton and Richmond as part of her Diamond Jubilee tour. As Matthew Morris reports, on Her Majesty's first stop, she was joined by couples who had their own reasons to celebrate this year.
Braving the rain in Bromley. The visit begins in Queen's Gardens with a look round a fashion exhibition, followed by a cup of tea. The Queen is not the only one celebrating a special 60 years.
60 years, is it?
It is 60 years. These couples are marking their diamond wedding anniversaries in the Jubilee year. Thousands of people are here, despite the wet and cold. Many are hoping to give flowers, and how could anyone refuse this young lady? The Glades shopping centre regulars perhaps aren't used to this. No time for shopping though, it's on to meet more well-wishers before a lunch engagement in Mitcham.
It's not quite as cold here in Richmond for the third visit of the day, but as you can see, the weather has got a lot worse.
Being very brave standing out there.
Braving the great British summer. Let's hope we're not running for cover like this over the Jubilee weekend in June. But there are brighter spells. The Queen arrives and everyone seems to be enjoying it.
Fabulous. Except the rain and the hail came literally a minute before she arrived.
I'd never seen the Queen myself, so yeah, I thought I'd come up. And we've seen her.
Time for more flowers. Some are children from Hampton Infant School and Nursery.
I enjoyed it because it was really exciting and fun. I never seen her by life and I only saw her on the telly.
I didn't really mind about the weather really, but I loved all of the things that happened in this event.
There is time for some ballet. There's the need for a brolly.
No way.
No, I think it'll be okay.
And then it's time to move on after just one more wave of those flags. Matthew Morris, BBC London News, Richmond.
Thankfully, the weather cleared up later on. And with thousands of Londoners expected to join the Jubilee weekend celebrations, there will be road closures. Transport bosses say some bridges will be shut ahead of the river pageant on Sunday, the 3rd of June. Let's cross to Gareth Furby, who can tell us more details. Gareth.
Yes, this is going to cause considerable disruption because it will affect 13 bridges, so let's go through them now. First of all, closed to everyone, that's all vehicles and pedestrians unless you have a ticket to view the event. Albert Bridge, Lambeth Bridge, Westminster Bridge, Blackfriars, Tower Bridge and the Jubilee and Millennium footbridges. Then closed to vehicles but pedestrians can cross Battersea Bridge and Chelsea Bridge. And finally open but not during the pageant, which means they'll be closed for about an hour, sometime between 3 and half 5. Vauxhall Bridge, Waterloo Bridge, Southwark Bridge and London Bridge. Now this is pretty complex, so all those details will be on BBC London's website for the next fortnight. And finally, an interesting fact, the Thames Barrier, we're told, will also be closed, and that will mean the river is flowing a lot more sedately than it is now, which will probably be appreciated by those in the pageant, especially if they're rowing. Back to you.